Welcome back for another Speckic adventure. Back in November, Tommy actually took a 3-week trip to Hong Kong to visit his parents while I stayed back in the Bay Area and minded my own business. I even made a solo trip out to a track day by myself. Check that video if you haven't already. So let's rewind and see what Tommy was up to during this time. When he mentioned to his parents that he was visiting them, they wanted to go on a trip. Due to a lack of time with planning, they decided to go with a 5-day travel bus tour to South Korea. So if you're watching this video and thinking, why the fuck would you go here? Don't worry, I'm thinking the same. But we don't really have a choice. Let's just enjoy the ride. Since the travel program is actually based out of Hong Kong, Tommy is flying from Hong Kong to Incheon Airport, South Korea. It's roughly a 3-hour plane ride. So after landing, they got on a bus and the first stop was Sangam Culture Square. This place is also where MBC, SBS, and other broadcast stations are located. If you're not familiar, these are super mainstream broadcast stations that air your favorite K-dramas or K-variety shows. Then for lunch, we've arrived at this place underneath the Sangam Culture Square. They're known for their army stew. Budae-jjigae has cultural significance as it was created after the Korean War, using the surplus of foods that were left over from the US Army bases. This particular version that you're seeing uses American ingredients like cheese. Tommy gives this a 8.5 out of 10. Then of course, because it's a bus tour, they went to an outlet. Nothing to see here, moving on. Dinner at the outlet though. Tommy gives this another 8.5 out of 10.
I got the beef radish soup. This is, I think, some sort of beef bone soup as well.
This is the end of the day 1 of the bus tour, and let's have Tommy give you guys a quick hotel room tour.
The hotel room is pretty nice.
I love the carpet floors, so cute.
Decent sized bed. Got the amenity. A TV. A sofa and a desk.
Next morning, we're starting the day off with a buffet breakfast at the hotel. Here's the spread. The bus took them outside of Seoul to the boonies, to a place called the Gwangmyeong Cave. There's some historical significance to this place as it was first developed in the 1910s during the Japanese colonial period for the purpose of resource exploitation and forced labor, but since then has turned into a what they call cave theme park. Honestly, it kind of just looks like a really confused attraction. Like there's obviously very educational and also dark history in these caves that are very worth learning, but did they really need to put in these like neon fiber optic cables that look kind of like a Gen Z teenager's bedroom and an underground fish aquarium? And like, what the fuck is up with this dragon and Lord of the Rings Gollum looking creature? Super out of place. Weird. That's kind of all I have to say about this. Alright, lunch. Tommy is eating dak galbi, chicken stir fry. This one is spicy. He gives it a 9 out of 10. Next up is Italia Village. I actually recognize this place even though I have never been. This was actually featured in a really early episode of Running Man from like almost a decade ago. You know, like when they still do the actual running part of the Running Man series that they don't do nowadays. So it looks like they've actually had some renovations since then because I don't recognize this Pinocchio theme that's all across the village. According to Tommy, there's not really much to do here, just kind of like cutesy, quirky looking place. Maybe good for like Instagram photos. And the sun is starting to set, so we are headed to the final tourist attraction for the day, Pochon Art Valley. It's located at the top of the hill and was the filming location for a few big name K dramas, which I never watched, so therefore it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to bring it up. It does look really beautiful though, the scenery.
Why is so ugly?
Dinner takes place at a stew restaurant across from the hotel for the night. Tommy's score comes in at 8 out of 10.
Here's the second hotel that we're staying at. I think the bathroom is definitely not as nice as the first one. But I think the room is okay.
Next morning, Tommy is visiting the Blue House, which served as the place for many important diplomatic meetings from 1948 to 2022. So it's currently no longer in use and open to the public for viewing. And if it sounds like I'm super educated telling you guys this information, don't worry. Tommy actually did research on Wikipedia, so all this is coming from Wikipedia. I'm literally just reading notes. I didn't know any of this prior to the notes, okay? Anyways, super cute to see people dressing up in traditional wear to take pics in front of the Blue House. And while the other building was used for stately affairs, this particular building that we're seeing was where the president formerly used as his residence. So, in other words, like where he slept, his home. So the traditional Korean architecture definitely stands out. Lunch is at this place that serves ginseng chicken soup. Tommy gives it a 7 out of 10. Not much ginseng flavor and lots of chicken bones. For some, this could be a plus, but the ABC in me hates eating anything soupy with bones in it. Insadong Street, a good area to walk around for a few hours. Lots of shops, vendors, things like that. And then next is Gwangjang Market. Tommy highly recommends this place. It's a food market. So not only do they sell lots of food you can eat on the go, there's also stalls that sell lots of dry food goodies to bring home with you. Tommy ate dinner here and got some kimbap and oyster pancake. Tommy attended a kimchi making class on day 4. Super funny thing about this place. When I was first reviewing the footage, I was like, oh, cool, Tommy learned how to make kimchi. Then I told him that we don't have to buy kimchi anymore and he can just make it for us since he knows how to make it now. And then he's like, I don't know how to make kimchi. I was like, what do you mean? You literally attended a class for it. He said, yeah, I did, but I didn't learn how to make kimchi. I'm like, what the fuck? But it's a kimchi making school, so how did you not know how to make kimchi? And so what it was it turned out that all you did in this quote class was they laid out a piece of small cabbage and some gochujang sauce on a plate for you. And all you had to do was smear the sauce on the cabbage, and that was all there was to this class. Then they whipped out these seaweed packets and tried to sell it to you for like 30 minutes. So yes, it was just a tourist trap, and what you walk out with after that class wasn't kimchi making knowledge, but packets of seaweed that they suckered you into buying. And also, yes, Tommy did come home with said seaweed packets. I guess at least they were good. Who else eats pig feet? I don't, but Tommy said it was a 9 out of 10. Then came a KBBQ dinner only 3 hours after eating lunch, so definitely some misplanning on the tour guide part. Aside from not really being hungry, Tommy also noted that some KBBQ places in the Bay Area actually tasted better than this place.
跟住搭屋企啲垃圾咧，行嚟街邊掟落嗰啲街邊嗰度抌落去。咁馬成啦，你喺屋企啲垃圾
Day 5 was spent in Myeongdong area. It's a large shopping area with plentiful stores and food eateries. They have Olive Young here too, so all my makeup girlies, it's your time to shine. Festive decorations are also here to welcome the upcoming Christmas season. This was filmed in November. And we've come to the end of the 5-day South Korea bus tour. For those that went to South Korea before, but not through any tour programs, like, you kind of just went and did your own thing, where did you visit that you think should have made this list? When I asked Tommy if it was worth visiting South Korea, he told me yes for shopping and food, but not really for attractions. Would you agree? There will definitely be more travel content in the subsequent weeks since Tommy stayed for 2 more weeks in Hong Kong and also visited Macau and China briefly after this video. So until then, thank you very much for watching and stay tuned for more Specking Adventure. Bye!